So I'm just about to go and get Coco and Billy to try their first face-to-face meeting together. I'm doing it in the bathroom, as I mentioned over the last video, in the pre-bonding video that I did. And what I've done is I've just blocked off with puppy pen panels any areas, like there's a little corner around there. I don't want them to be able to get trapped in any areas like that, so I've just blocked that off. So it's just the basic square area in the bathroom where they can't trap each other and fight each other. I've put towels down. Some people like to leave it as a slippery surface mainly because they have less traction and feel a little bit less safe like that, so they might not be as eager to fight, but I like to give them a bit of traction so they don't hurt themselves, especially Billy and Coco being older. I think it's important that they, that I'm as sensible as possible and prevent any injuries as much as possible. I've also got a towel down here, and that's just in case they do get into a really full-scale scuffle. I can chuck that over the top of them and separate them without hopefully being bitten too much. Other things that is recommended to use is thick gloves, like gardening gloves or ski gloves on your hands, because rabbits can bite really hard and they can really hurt. I tend not to use those because I like to be able to pat them and reassure them, and I feel with the gloves they don't understand it's my hand and they don't feel as comfortable. But it is recommended to use them because I have been bitten a few times during bonding and it really does hurt. Another thing you could use is a broom or a dustpan to separate them if they get into a scuffle. So it's a really good idea to have that sort of thing on hand. I'm bonding them by myself, which I have done for all my rabbits, but it is really good if you can have someone that can help you bond them, and then if they do get into a scuffle, one person can take one rabbit and the other person can take the other and separate them that way. But I'm on my own today, so we'll just see how it goes. I will go and get them now. I'm just trying to calm myself down. I always get so nervous before I bond them, but I'm just going to calm myself down now, take deep breaths, because I'll pick up on any nervousness I have, and I'll go and get them and bring them in. Right, another thing I just thought I should mention before I take them in is that I use the bathroom as well, because it is an easy to clean surface, so I wouldn't want to try and bond them on carpet because often there's territorial marking or nervous weeing, and so somewhere that's a hard floor that's easy to wipe clean is really important, I find. And the other thing I try and do before I start the bonding is I try and remember that I'm on bunny time now. So as humans in our society, we tend to be really goal driven and focused and rushed, and that's not what the bunnies are all about at all. So I try and remember I'm not on human time, I'm on bunny time, and I have to give them the time that they need. This is their journey. So I always get that into my head before I start as well, and just enjoy the journey and just help them as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to take Coco in now, and then I will come back and get Billy and show you some of the footage of them meeting for the first time in a minute. So I've just brought them in. This is the very first time I've just popped them in. You don't have to excuse Splodge out there. Little Billy's being, oh my goodness, that is really good. That might just be the banana. Coco's not reacting at all. But yeah, I think you're being a bit forward there, Bill. Oh my goodness, he's grooming her already. Oh, you're a good boy. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, Splodge. Sorry about Splodge, has to be where I am all the time. Oh, don't get near the back end too much, Billy. The girls don't like that. Well, this is really good so far. Really good. She's ignoring him, which is fabulous. And he's not at all aggressive towards her, which is really good. I think she's too focused on the food. The girl after my own heart. So that's really good. I'm really pleased so far, but it can easily escalate once they get a little bit more comfortable in this room. They might start thinking about whose room this is and whose room this is going to be. So it can easily escalate once they've had a look around the room. Now this could be tricky. I try and leave them as much as I can. Don't you hump her, Billy? But see, she's not fussed. She's still eating. Oh, she's a good girl. So surprising, because Coco can be really aggressive towards other rabbits. Mainly females, I must say. I'll let him have a little bit, but I don't want him to hurt her. She's still trying to eat banana. Oh, Coco. So she's not seeing that as too threatening. If she was scared, she'd stop eating altogether. You've worn yourself out now, Billy, haven't you? So that behaviour you was just showing then, that's just a dominant behaviour, as you probably know. Him establishing he's the boss in this relationship. And it's a very normal part of bonding. But you want to make sure it's not too aggressive, and you want to make sure that it's not done front on, so he's not covering her face, because she could easily suffocate, or she could easily bite his genitals, which could cause a lot of damage too. So I'm just going to give them a pat now, just to settle them both down. Good boy. But this is one of the most less aggressive bonding sessions I've ever had. When I tried to bond Lotus and Biel and Lucy all together as a trio, literally they were just balls of tussling fur that were just trying to really, really hurt each other, the girls. So this is a really great first session. I'm really, really pleased with how they're going. You are great, my darlings. Just stay being nice. So I'd say at this stage Billy's a little bit more, I want to say aggressive, but assertive, I say, than Coco. But that could change. She's a very assertive girl, but she does love, and she did love her brother. She loved his companionship, so maybe she's really ready for another companion now. We'll just see, won't we, guys, hey? I know a lot of people just leave them to it and don't interfere with pats, but I find that really calms them down and shows them that it's a safe place. They've got nothing to be scared of. I'm just trying to take deep breaths and really relax here. Coco's a bit stressed. You can see she's in this position and her tail's up a little bit, which is a little bit of a on guard sign. I think she's just too old to really bother too much. I think she's just too old to really make much of a fuss, aren't you, darling? So I won't push it too long today. I won't make it too long, even though it's going well, because I like to end on a good note. I don't like to end on a negative note, and I don't like to push them too far. I mean, for the first introduction, this is amazing, and they have been fantastic, and I think going forward, this could be quite a successful bonding. But as I said, as I get more confident in this room and more confident exploring around and things, they might show a bit more aggression, especially if Coco decides to stand up for herself a little bit more. You've missed out on all the food, Billy. I think Coco prioritised that. I just want to make sure he's not too rough with her, because she does have arthritis and she is older. But I don't want to interfere too much either, because they need to establish who's the dominant one in the pack. So there's a real hierarchy in rabbits. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Oh, good bum-buns. So yeah, that is simply a dominant behaviour there, and that's very, very normal. There can also be some fur pulling, which I'm hoping they don't do to each other. And this is especially why I wanted the towels down, because you can see, you know, it's a bit of traction whether it would be very slippery on this surface for Coco, and she doesn't need that on her older muscles and bones and things. But I think if she's going to be like this, it's not going to be a problem, because he's just going to go, oh, okay, all right, you're going to let me be the boss? Well, that's fine then. Hey, Bill, what are you doing, buddy? His ears are very inquisitive. His up and forward ears mean he's very curious. Sort of waddling along. That's an unsure, curious body language there. Are you okay, sweetie? You're doing a good job, lovely. You're a very good girl, aren't you, darling? You're doing a really good job. And see, I think it helps that they're used to each other. They're not freaked out that all of a sudden there's a strange rabbit there, so I think that really helps. Coco's really interested in the food. I find food helps. It just makes it a happy thing. They associate being with each other as being in a happy place. But I don't want too much of that in one go for her, so I think I might end it in a second. And that's a really good first meeting, guys. You've done really well, the both of you. She's not a pillow, Billy. You can't lie on her. No, you can't lie on her. If I had two hands without the camera, I'd be patting both of them at once. But see how they just calm down with the pats? I think that just reassures them, you know, that they're safe and this is a good place to be. which is really nice. They look good together. You guys look good together. Hey, cutie bums. Alright, well thank you so much for watching, and I'll keep documenting their journey and let you know how it goes. So what I'll do now is just put them back in their individual pens, let them settle down and just get back to normal, and hopefully on a regular basis. It's really hard because I don't have a lot of time at the moment, and I need it to be a time when I'm not going to get interrupted with my son coming in and out, asking me questions, letting the dogs in, and it turning into chaos. So I'll just have to see how I go, but hopefully I'll be able to do more regular sessions, and I'll keep you updated on how it's all going, and I'll see you in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.